I'm just gonna place my guitar on my guitar stand here, and I am going to tell you a story. The story of Kirikou, the little special boy. Kirikou was so special, you can't even imagine what Kirikou achieved as a little boy. There's so many stories of Kirikou that I can tell you, but it will take so long. I'm gonna tell you one story today of Kirikou, how he helped his village, his small little village, from Karaba the Sorceress. You see, in Kirikou's village there used to be a lady called the Big Lady. They call her the Big Lady because she was big, and also she was sometimes very passionate woman, and sometimes could come across rude, but actually she meant no harm. She was just very passionate lady. But what happened is, before Kirikou was born, the Big Lady disobeyed Karaba the Sorceress, and Karaba the Sorceress put a spell on Kirikou's village. So Kirikou's village was very dry. The water stopped running into Kirikou's village, and Karaba the Sorceress killed all the men. So there was only one man left, who was Kirikou's uncle. So Kirikou always wanted to help his village. One day he discovered that it was just a rock that blocked the river from flowing into the village. So he removed that rock. He nearly drowned himself even. But he didn't die. There was water running once again into Kirikou's village, and everybody was happy. Everybody was singing, Kirikou est petit, mais il est très grand. Kirikou est petit, mais il réfléchit. So that's in French. So they're saying Kirikou may be small, but he's big. Kirikou may be small, but he thinks he's very valuable to the village. So once again there was water in the village. So now they were able to plant things. So the village became prosperous again. So they were planting trees, they were planting flowers, food. It was growing. It was growing. And one time, in the morning, the Big Lady, she was always the first to wake up and go start working. And as she was coming into the garden, she could see into the garden that some beast came that night and ate everything. Ate everything. So she screamed, "Ah!" And everybody woke up. They would come and looked, and they could see the same thing. All their work was for nothing, because the beast had eaten everything. And the old man of the village, the elder, come said, "I'm sure that was just Karaba. She came and ate everything. Now what are we gonna do? We don't have food now and we don't have money." But Kirikou was not convinced that it was Karaba, because Kirikou noticed some footprints. They decided, tomorrow we won't sleep. We'll stay awake and see if the beast comes back again. And they did exactly that. They all hid behind trees, and they all stayed awake, and guess what? The beast returned that night. And as he was about to start eating again, Kirikou's uncle had his bow and was trying to hit the beast, but the beast was too fast and came and run and push Kirikou's uncle, and he fell. He was just about to devour Kirikou's uncle, and Kirikou threw a fruit that he had in his hand on the beast. And the beast looked around, and he could see there was this little boy, and started running to eat Kirikou. But remember, Kirikou was born running. So he was very fast. So he started running. And he was tired. He was like, what can I do? I need to do something. I'm tired. And when he looked on his left, he noticed there was a tree, and then there was a hole on the tree. So he just went fast and ran into the tree. Pew! And the beast also came really fast and put his mouth into the hole, but the hole was very small, so he was just about to eat Kirikou. Kirikou was like, what can I do? Then he looks up, then he can see you could climb up the tree. He climbed really fast. Then he was up there, but the beast was still there and he wasn't gonna leave. He was waiting for Kirikou. And Kirikou was able to think, you remember? So he started thinking, what can I do? He looks up and he sees a beehive. And guess what he did? Kirikou was bold. He took the beehive and threw it down to the beast, and all the beast started biting the beast, and he ran, and then Kirikou was able to come down and go back to his village. And all his village just thought that's it, Kirikou was eaten by the beast. And then they saw Kirikou coming back, and they were like, yeah, Kirikou's back. They started singing again. Kirikou est petit, mais il est très grand. Kirikou est petit, on l'aime beaucoup. They said we love Kirikou, and everything was happy again in the village because Kirikou had come back. But now the question was, what are we gonna do? We don't have any food, we don't have any money. What are we gonna do? So while all the grown-ups are trying to figure out what to do, and Kirikou was playing in the sand, making stuff. And they were trying to get him to stop because he was going to dirt himself. And then Kirikou's mom says, but that's not any other soil. That is clay. Oh, then they realize, yes, that's clay. So we can make stuff and go sell in the market. You see, again, Kirikou was able to help the village. So everybody got on the floor and started making things in pottery and lots of stuff so they could go and sell into the village. And they make a lot of things. They put it on their heads and they started walking to the village, to the market. While they're walking, then they see this buffalo who's tied on a tree. It's like the buffalo was waiting for them. They were like, oh, this is great. So instead of carrying all this heavy stuff, we can put it on the buffalo, then we can walk. But Kirikou came really fast. He was like, no, don't do that. You don't know where that buffalo is coming from. What if it was Karaba, the sorceress trap? And then all the old guys in the village looked at Kirikou. They're like, you're a little boy. You don't understand. You have to put your stuff there or you're going to get tired. Kirikou refused. He said, no, I'm going to carry my stuff myself. So they put everything on the buffalo, and then they start walking again. Walking. They had to cross the river, and everybody looked at Kirikou. They said, there you go now, you have to put your stuff on the buffalo, otherwise you won't be able to cross the river. But he was like, no, I'm going to stay here otherwise. I'm not going to put my stuff on the buffalo. So Kirikou's uncle then takes Kirikou, puts him in his head, and then they cross with Kirikou, still with his stuff on his head, and they crossed the river. But just before they get to the market, the buffalo just mood changed. As soon as he sees the market, he starts running. He starts running really fast, and everybody started following the buffalo. Stop! They're following, and guess what? He throws all the pottery, everything they had on his back, he threw it on the floor, and everything breaks. Ah, that was just so sad. Everything was on the floor, broken, so they couldn't sell anything. And they looked back. Then comes Kirikou walking very proudly with everything on his head, really proud, saying, I told you that could have been trapped by Karaba the sorceress. And Kirikou puts everything and starts selling them, and he made a lot of money. Everybody wanted to buy Kirikou's stuff because it was very well made, and he made a lot of money. And all Kirikou's village people, they just stood there watching Kirikou making all the money. And then from that money they bought a lot of things and took it back to Kirikou's village, and once again Kirikou was able to save his village from Karaba the sorceress. But Karaba the sorceress was not happy. She actually wanted Kirikou to die, but Kirikou did not die, and Kirikou saved his village again. And the whole village started singing again. Kirikou est petit, mais il est très grand. Kirikou est petit, mais il réfléchit. So they were happy again. It was such a happy day on that village. Everybody sang and they lit the fire. They started playing drums and singing songs. Because once again, Kirikou had saved his village from Karaba the sorceress.